Welcome back to the StageAI Plus Foundation Learning Portal. Today we're going to talk about something really practical, apps you'll actually use. Not complicated apps, not trendy apps, real-world apps that can actually help make everyday life easier. We're going to walk through things like maps, weather apps, banking apps, prescription apps, and ride-sharing apps. And we're going to do this slowly, step by step, without making technology feel overwhelming. Because the truth is, most people aren't bad with technology. They just haven't had somebody explain it in a calm, simple way yet. So today, Christian and I are going to walk through some of the most useful things your phone can actually do, and hopefully help you feel a little more confident using it. So let's jump in.
All right, let's start with one of the most useful apps on your entire phone, Maps. Now honestly, if you can learn how to use Maps comfortably, it can completely change how confident you feel going places. You can use it to find doctor's offices, restaurants, stores, family members, gas stations, pretty much anything. And don't worry, you do not need to be a technology expert to use this. Most map apps are actually designed to be very simple once you understand the basics. So let's walk through it together. When you first open your Maps app, the very first thing you'll usually see is a search bar near the top of the screen. That search bar is where you type an address, a business name, or even something simple like coffee near me. Once you type where you want to go, the app will usually show the route, how long it takes to get there, and a button that says directions or start. And once you press that button, the phone will actually guide you turn by turn. Now here's something really important. Everybody makes mistakes typing addresses sometimes. I still do it. So if something doesn't look right, don't panic. Just erase it and try again. Another really helpful feature is voice search. A lot of map apps have a little microphone button. Instead of typing, you can simply tap the microphone and say, "Take me to Walgreens or directions home." That's especially helpful if typing feels frustrating or difficult. And honestly, the more you practice using maps, the easier it becomes. All right, now I'm going to hand it back over to Susie, and she's going to walk us through another app that people use almost every single day.
Thanks, Teach. And honestly, weather apps are probably one of the easiest and most helpful apps you can learn to use. Before you leave home, you can quickly check the temperature, rain, wind, storms, or even air quality. And the nice thing is, most weather apps are designed to be very simple to read. Usually, when you first open the app, today's temperature appears right near the top of the screen. Underneath that, you'll often see an hourly forecast and a weekly forecast. That helps you plan ahead a little easier. For example, you might see rain coming later in the afternoon, or notice it's going to get very hot tomorrow. Some weather apps even show radar maps, which let you actually see storms moving toward your area in real time. Now don't worry if some of the screens look confusing at first. You do not need to understand every single feature. Most people only use the current temperature, the daily forecast, and maybe the radar once in a while. And please remember, that is perfectly okay. Another really helpful feature is weather alerts. If there's severe weather, extreme heat, high winds, or dangerous storms, many apps will send notifications directly to your phone automatically. That can be especially helpful for seniors or people who may need extra time preparing before going outside. And remember, technology should help reduce stress, not create more stress. So take your time, tap around, explore a little. You really can't break anything just by learning. All right. I'm going to hand things back over to Teach, and next we're going to talk about banking apps and staying safe online.
All right, let's talk about banking apps. Now for a lot of people, this is one of the areas that can feel a little intimidating at first. And honestly, that's understandable, because when money is involved, people naturally want to be careful. But banking apps can actually make life a lot easier once you get comfortable using them safely. Most banking apps allow you to check your balance, review transactions, pay bills, transfer money, and sometimes even deposit checks using your phone camera. And one of the biggest benefits is you can often do all of that without needing to drive to the bank. Now, when you first open a banking app, you'll usually sign in using a password, a fingerprint, or Face ID. And honestly, fingerprint and Face ID can sometimes be easier and safer than remembering complicated passwords. Once you're inside the app, you'll normally see your account balance, recent transactions, and different buttons for things like pay bills or transfer money. Now here's the really important part. If somebody calls you, texts you, or emails you, asking for passwords, security codes, or banking information, stop. Real banks generally do not ask for that information through random calls or text messages. And if something feels suspicious, trust your instincts. Slow down, take a breath, ask someone you trust for help. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being cautious online. Honestly, Being careful is smart. And remember, technology is supposed to work for you, not pressure you. So take your time learning. Nobody becomes comfortable overnight. All right, now I'm going to hand things back over to Susie, and she's going to walk us through prescription and pharmacy apps.
Thanks, Teach. Now let's talk about prescription and pharmacy apps. And honestly, these apps can make managing medications much easier and less stressful. A lot of pharmacy apps allow you to refill prescriptions, track medications, receive reminders, and even contact your pharmacy directly from your phone. Usually, when you open the app, you'll see a list of your medications along with refill information and prescription status. Many apps also have a very simple button that says Refill Prescription. That can save people a phone call or even a trip to the pharmacy. Another really helpful feature is medication reminders. Your phone can actually remind you when it's time to take medications, when prescriptions are running low, or when something is ready for pickup. And honestly, those reminders can be incredibly helpful for staying organized and safe. Some pharmacy apps also allow family members or caregivers to help monitor prescriptions when needed. Now, just like we discussed earlier with banking apps, always make sure you're using trusted pharmacy apps, your phone is secure, and you never share passwords or sensitive information with strangers. And remember, it's perfectly okay to take your time learning these apps. Nobody expects you to understand everything immediately. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is confidence. All right? I'm going to hand things back over to Teach, and we'll finish up today's lesson together.
Today we're going to learn about ride-sharing apps and how they can help make transportation easier, safer, and more convenient. Ride-sharing apps allow you to request a ride directly from your smartphone. For many people, these apps can be extremely helpful if you no longer drive, don't enjoy driving in traffic, have mobility challenges, or simply want another transportation option. Now, if this feels intimidating at first, don't worry. A lot of people feel that way the first time they use these apps. But once you understand the basic steps, they're actually very simple. When you first open the app, you'll usually see a map and a search box asking, "Where would you like to go?" This is where you type your destination. For example, a grocery store, doctor's appointment, friend's house, or pharmacy. After entering your destination, the app will usually ask you to confirm your pickup location. That means where the driver should meet you. Once you confirm the ride, you'll often see the driver's name, a photo of the driver, the vehicle type, and most importantly, the license plate number. This next part is very important. Before getting into any vehicle, always compare the vehicle color, the driver information, and the license plate number shown inside the app. Never assume the first car that pulls up is your ride. Taking those few extra seconds can help keep you safe. You can also watch the vehicle approaching you on the map in real time. That means you usually know how far away they are, what direction they're coming from, and approximately when they'll arrive. Another helpful feature is estimated pricing. Most apps show the estimated cost before you confirm the ride. That helps avoid surprises. And remember, if something ever feels uncomfortable or unsafe, trust your instincts. You never have to get into a vehicle that doesn't feel right. Technology should help you feel more confident, not pressured. And if you ever need extra support, Susi and StageAI Plus can help guide you through these tools step by step, helping make technology feel a little less overwhelming and a lot more manageable. One step at a time, that's how confidence grows. Technology can feel overwhelming sometimes, and honestly, that's okay. A lot of people feel that way at first, but the important thing to remember is this: you do not need to learn everything all at once. Even learning just one small thing can make everyday life easier.
And the more you practice, the more comfortable things start to feel. That's true for absolutely everybody. Nobody starts out knowing how to use every app or every device.
One thing I really want people to remember is don't be afraid to tap around and explore a little. You are not going to ruin your phone just by learning. That fear stops a lot of good people from gaining confidence with technology.
One step at a time. That's all it takes. Thanks for spending time with us today, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day.